Technology Radar, item number 18, tracking health over death. It's in assess. Assess means it might be good to consider this. It's not as good as adopt. Adopt is better. Adopt means we had good experience. You can adopt this. It's not as bad as hold. Hold means continue with risk, continue with caution. So assess this. Check if this suits you. So what do we mean here? Probably we mean that we can track technical debt and we can add tasks and we can say we are missing this task, this is technical debt, but maybe it's better to track health. Now you may ask, but wouldn't tracking health means only we would track only operational metrics about the system, its health, latency, errors, failures, etc. So this depends what we define as health, because if we define in health and we get some metrics about whether the architecture of the system makes sense, whether the design of the system makes sense, whether it's easy to set up a project, and we can do this with surveys to developers, then with all these health metrics and dashboard, we would know which exact tasks we need to implement in technical debt, whether it's documentation, edit tests, operational, operational depth that we have, everything that we have there. And once we have this dashboard, we can improve and look back at the dashboard. The dashboard would include also responses from surveys to developers. So let's read this. Tracking health over depth, item number 18, assess. Tracking technical depth is a perennial topic, highly debated topic in software delivery organization. What is technical depth and what is not? How do you prioritize it? And most importantly, how do you express the value of paying it off? Because as any debt, you need to pay it off to your internal stakeholders. Following the Agile Manifesto's manner of reasoning, while there is value in the item on the right, we value the item on the left more. We like the idea of tracking health over debt. And we need to remember by health, we don't just mean operational health. We also mean the architectural health of the system. How easy is it to use the code base? The folks at RIA in Australia share a good example of what such health tracking can look like. They mainly describe how they track the health. In this post, I looked at it. It was not actually sharing the actual dashboard. It was more like the guidelines. Maybe they have other stuff where they share it. They track system ratings in the categories of developments, what we discussed. We discussed that we want to know how easy is it to develop the system, operations, and architecture. Focusing on health instead of death is a more constructive framing. It connects a team to the ultimate value of reducing death and helps them prioritize it. Every piece of technical depth should ideally be connectable to one of the agreed expectations. Teams should treat the health rating the same as other service level objectives, SLO, and prioritize improvement whenever they drop out of the green zone for a given category. Of course, here the big question is, how do you track? How easy is it to develop a system? Is it developer opinion? Actual metric? How do you deduce that metric? This is part of the challenge. I guess it can be achievable if we can think of how easy is it to install the system. Then just try to install it, see how many steps, see if there are blockers, quantize them. It's not going to be that automatic. So some of the metrics here are not going to be automatic. We need to actually deduce the number. And that's it. Item number 18, tracking health over death. Assess, see if it suits you.